Hello, it's August 9th. I hope everybody's having a great week to start off with. I know the cruising the Heartland car show here in Elizabethtown went real well for the last July end of the month. Glad it didn't get rained out and everything else, showing support. We're down there. It's still cool off from my Florida tan. I got while cruising around looking at all these cars like everybody else. God bless Mayor Edna and everybody else who watch me live on YouTube. To the local country radio stations, Matt and everybody else, hope you had a good birthday. And everybody else who I show support with all over the world. Carrying on, I thought we'd do some Bible reading here. It always helps to bring you closer to God, not just the diehard Olympians watching me in Rio and everybody else that I've spoke to, talked with, prayed with, and I hope this helps you have courage, faith, hope for better days ahead. And remember one thing, that outfit you're wearing is not just an outfit. That represents a nation of countries. Wear it with pride and dignity. Even if you don't win the gold, you are paving the road to gold medalists below you, those who look up to you, those who've been looking up to you since the Olympics began in Rome, since Caesar, since everyone that I represent and hold wholeheartedly dearly to my very heart, especially those tribes in Africa who know this Nelson Mandela supporter to this day right here. God bless you and your families, and how far and how wide you have come since then, and how humble some of you have come a long ways. It's important to remember who you are, your roots, and where you come from, and those who got you there this day. Now, amongst you in the Olympics in Rio, all you diehards over there, Michael Phelps, 19th gold medalist, God bless you. I'm glad you didn't hurt yourself in that pool. And everybody else that I've been keeping tabs to women's figure ice skating that I've yet to see, which is my favorite every Olympics show. To tennis and everybody else, God bless those watching you and those showing support night and day like I do, wholeheartedly day and night. From my Peter Jennings heart here, reporting live in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. The Heart of Morale Division Headquarters, Crisis Communication Press 1 Dad. Trying vainly hard to stop suicides and make that word extinct just like famine. I always say if you plant a garden, you'll never starve in the eyes of a child. An ambassador of children all over the world, representing of many nations, not just one, in all religions, all nations under God, called by many names: Islam, Allah, Bread of Life, Zion, Jerusalem. I uphold Jerusalem, not just wearing it on my shirt. I represent France, Canada, and everybody else that care wholeheartedly about all of you, especially in Olympia. God bless you in Olympics in Rio. Hola! Namo Sagrado. God bless Brazil. All of you over there who are diehards of Casanova, I wouldn't trade me in for gold brick. And that goes without saying to everybody else since Roman Christianity began. You always say you can build a lifetime, a bridge of friendship that can't be bought, can't be tethered or torn. From one who upholds God and has the eyes of God, the Jean d'Arc. Now, I tell it like it is. There are millions who died just so you can get where you are now. Honor them by trying your best. Trying vainly hard. Like I said, even if you don't get the gold medal, at least you did your best. You represent a nation as much as wearing that outfit with pride. And I hope all of you win. May the best of you win. I know I've been looking at some of y'all's emails. Keep it coming. Tease my friends, you wish it was Bruce Almighty, remote control easy, especially the part where Morgan Freeman's looking at him. He's responding to 3 million emails, and all of a sudden he wants to hit no, and all of a sudden another 50 million emails come. You know, you wish it was this easy, being psychic daddy here. Unfortunately, everything is not easy in life. It comes with a grain of sand. The very sand I hold dear to your hearts and your very souls of existence, yes? Seeing through your eyes and knowing how to relate to people all ages, all races, all cultures. Casanova Quebec cares right here in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. There are many dying just so you can get where you are now, especially in uniform. Just so you can walk the streets in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and not be shot at for looking at the wrong book, wrong religion, wrong everything. You know, honor those people who died, especially paving those streets and make them nice and clean. Even the little people, I could see these little cleaner guys running around trying to make sure the sidewalks are still swept at night. The bleachers you all sit at are cleaned off. Remember to thank them too. They work just as hard as you Olympians standing there. Some deserve a Powerade once in a while. Crikey. God bless them. Remember to thank them as much as your families and those who gave you life. That comes from someone who has the eyes of God and speaks all languages, all nations, all races, and religions. Some of you 5K sprint runners have come a long ways. There are many I'm still reading about, especially in the heart of Africa and Jamaica. My heart goes to you and your families. God bless you from JFK here, General Patton of Fort Knox, and everybody else who love this voice because I know how to make the kid come out of you with a smile. Turning to the Bible here, if you have your Bible close to you, I trust those who are still in the Olympics, Rio de Janeiro, will get their Bible when they come back home. It'll always guide you to the right path of God and stay on the right tracks. Remember, there are no easy roads in life, only challenging ones. At least you're not going it alone, and you're not the last. I'm man enough, friend enough, family enough to help you rise. I kid you not, there are people who cry at my feet day and night. They never thought they had it so hard in their life. If I was awake, I'd tell you, beautiful women, and those I feel through your satellites. Remember this well. From one they all answer to. It holds up a holy cross and a lion. Not just France and everybody else, of men of all nations, all religions. Crying only makes you stronger, and second, you ain't alone. I hope you feel better. I did feel you way over here. Trust me, God answers in very, especially when we call upon Him. He is there for us in the greatest of need. He provides us hope and courage and conviction and dedication with integrity. A fine line between integrity, right? Doing what's right and what's wrong. Even in the way far we come back from our family roots, we must always do right, even when it seems most challenging, not just in a 5K yard sprint. May the best team member, team patron win, not just swimming to what have you, to soccer, to everything that Olympics has to offer since Rome Olympics began. The history to this date of Olympia and everybody else since Caesar, that is a very strong name. One in which my ancestry and everything else, I kid you not, go through way back. Carrying on with such dignity, upholding all of you, I wear on my very heart and sleeve. Que paso real, up all of you and your families, keep it real. Remember, from the heart of Elizabethtown, Peter Jennings here, General Patton all in one, a man of principle, a man of everyone. Turning to 2 Chronicles 30-1 through 31-21. By the way, it's National Blinds Association's month. That's for all of you. I read most of you diehards who feel better here than even in their own homes. That's this all you can't see, couldn't see since birth. I hope this helps you not feel so alone in the world. I pray to God day and night while you pray and you send out your prayers. God knows his best guardian angel right here. Make sure your prayers get heard and they don't go unanswered. I'm also having here in Elizabethtown for Hardin Memorial Hospital and their whole medical staff, especially nurses coming from a family of nurses. I'm kicked off a series, donate a bear, any kind size bear, to Elizabethtown Pediatric Ward. You ever seen the movie City of Angels? The movies. Nicolas Cage, Meg Ryan. Amazing movie, especially being a parent of a 7-year-old boy. I get around. My heart goes to those kids in them hospitals while they're praying for miracles. They know they're in good hands because God's very best ain't one to fail. I make sure young and old, only not so old as you think, that your prayers get answered. 2 inches to God, 2 grandmas in heaven can't lose. There's not a stone that hasn't been thrown at me that I haven't surpassed. There's not a test from God himself that I haven't passed with pride. And still got myself off a cross and carried all of you still to this day. I kid you not. Since Rome began and everybody else, I carry everybody with pride and speak your language as if born to it. Especially in Italy, Spain. My heart goes to all you royal families I call families as much as friends. Friends as much as those I sometimes even remind where you come from and how you started from a pitch tent. As I tell most people here, this Kentucky state is the home of Abraham Lincoln. Back in 1920, if you had 3 cents, you were wealthier than the tent next to you while selling apples. See Biscuit movie level. If you ever seen this movie, you'll understand the meaning, the principle behind the value of a dollar. That's an Air Force officer's son right here who sits here before you, who's a diehard. I understand that everybody watch me from Obama's family. God bless you, sir. And everybody else who find it challenging to get a hold of Muhammad Ali's pal right here, to Whitney Houston, who has a voice, I kid you not, that lights up the world even in a landfill for 2 cents a day. You know, carry your hearts with pride and know that someone cares for you right here regardless. No, discrimination is an extinct word much like famine, to no more landmines. Long live Queen Diane, keeping her legacy going and onward, I kid you not, for years to come. Again, this is a guy who holds a lion and a cross, and there's someone up there who's not fooled by Miss Doubtfiles. No, they're not fooled by lookalikes. They know the real Casanova here, keeping Keith Ledger alive for years to come, as much as Nas and everybody else who love this voice and love coming home to it. Love knowing that someone actually makes you feel like family as it should have been all along. There are people who cry all over the world, missing me a great deal, and have me by their bedside, even my bulletin, Casanova. Around here, I get around. I have 2 on both sides of my door here in E-Town to help people understand why killing yourself is not the answer here. God gave you life, why destroy it? I'm a pro-life supporter. To everybody that ever walked this earth, to KLMEF, to Police Department of Elizabethtown, to Mayor Edna and everybody else, Clarksville, Tennessee and everybody else, to museums of Elizabethtown, to Fort Campbell, making sure those people who died this year alone as young as 19 under General Valesky, Colonel Buck Dillinger, and everybody else who watched me live in their nice big projectors, deployment units across in Afghanistan, who find this Star Wars dad amazing, who says what he feels out of heart and doesn't hold back for nobody. Having a gifted country singing voice while listening to Shania Twain to Alan Jackson. Carrying on, we're going to go to 2 Chronicles 30-1 through 31. That's on behalf of all you people who missed church this last weekend. You're welcome. Some of you don't like tree branch, broomstick, or anything else coming after you. I can see. The fine points of why I say you're welcome here. Especially if you have one of those beach babe volleyball dreams like I do. That'd be one reason why he missed church. I can get myself out of scolding real fast. The longer you pause, that's when they scold you more. See? I know your parents already. That mouth fell. Y'all better stay hydrated, I'm telling. Y'all miss church. Y'all better listen up. And I help y'all stay close to God here. What's really going to go on? Lucky I can explain halftime football, what that sounds like up there. You don't make it easy, kids. No, you don't. You kids, carry on. From a kid at heart, Star Wars dad here, UFC, WWF, single father of E-Town, Morale Division dad of E-Town here. We're going to read Hezekiah sent word to all of Israel and Judah, and also wrote letters to Ephraim and Manasseh, inviting them to come in the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem and celebrate the Passover to the Lord. The God of Israel, the king of his officials, and the whole assembly in Jerusalem decided to celebrate the Passover in the second month. They had not been able to celebrate it at the regular time, because not enough priests had concentrated themselves and the people and had not assembled in Jerusalem. The plan seemed right both to the king and to the whole assembly. They decided to send a proclamation through Israel from Beersheba to Dan, calling the people to come to Jerusalem and celebrate the Passover to the Lord, the God of Israel. It has not been celebrated in large numbers according to what was written. At the king's command, couriers went through Israel and Judah with letters from the king and from his officials, which read, People of Israel, return to the Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, that he may return to you. Who are left, who have escaped from the hand of the kings of Azriah, do not be like your fathers and brothers who were unfaithful to the Lord, the God of their fathers, so that he made them an object of horror, as you see. Do not be stiff-necked as your fathers were. Submit to the Lord. Come to the sanctuary which he has consecrated forever. Serve the Lord your God, so that his fierce anger will turn away from you. If you return to the Lord, then your brothers and your children will be shown compassion by their captors and will come back to this land. For the Lord your God is gracious and compassionate. He will not turn his face from you if you return to him. The courier went from the town to town in Ephraim and Manasseh as far as Zebulun, but the people scorned and ridiculed them. Nevertheless, some men of Asher, Manasseh, and Zebulun humbled themselves and went to Jerusalem. Also in Judah, the hand of God was on the people to give them unity of mind to carry out what the king of his officials had ordered. Following the word of the Lord, a very large crowd of people assembled in Jerusalem to celebrate the feast on unleavened bread. In the second month, they removed the altars in Jerusalem and cleared away the incense altars and threw them into the Kidron Valley. They slaughtered the Passover lamb on the 14th day of the second month. The priests and the Levites were ashamed and concentrated themselves and brought burnt offerings to the temple of the Lord. Then they took up their regular positions as prescribed in the law of Moses, the man of God. The priests sprinkled the blood handed to them by the Levites. Since many in the crowd had not concentrated themselves, the Levites had to kill the Passover lambs. For all those who were not ceremonially clean and could not consecrate their lambs to the Lord. Although most of the many people who came from Ephraim, Manasseh, Issachar, and Zebulun had not purified themselves, yet they ate the Passover contrary to what was written. But Hezekiah prayed for them, saying, May the Lord, who is good, pardon everyone who sets his heart on seeking God. The Lord, the God of his father, even if it is not clean according to the rules of the sanctuary. And the Lord heard Isaac and healed the people. God is there for us when you call upon him. He is there for you when you fall. He is there for you when you feel stricken. He is there for you when you are facing your own self-doubt, your own quicksand feelings. Remember I spoke about this months ago? Your feelings are your friends. Let go of those heavy rocks of insecurities. Breathe life back into you. Because hope gives you what? Perseverance to overcome all things. Marvelous. Hope is the perseverance of all things. Underline that 3 times. Some put that in their bedroom. It's so true what it means. Because hope gives faith. Faith gives a very powerful word. Even in sign language. Yes. You know sign language. Love, especially to the eyes of a child, is a beautiful gift. It makes that child not feel so lonely, especially those that have been trying to help find parents worthy of them. Very powerful word, yeah. Kumusta, Philippines? God bless all of you. Hoy, you know how hard some people work. Does this look familiar to you? James Bond, got something new? I hope that darling person who will put that together understands that it didn't go unanswered, not just at a J.C. Penney's or a mall, town square mall shelf. You know, one of many watches I represent up in China still employed and everybody else. I hope everybody over there, my family in Philippines, as much as London, Ireland, and everybody else, France, Spain, Greece, Rome, Ireland, God bless the Highlanders who come the Highland way. The Moores family over there too, and everybody else who watched Peter Jennings' General Pioneer live, and love the voice of everybody, who shows you all what family should have been all along since Rome began. Since Caesar, since Aramis, since barbarians, since everybody. I uphold on my very heart and sleeve while carrying you all with pride. God bless all of you, especially in Jamaica, Africa, and everywhere else, who love these boys. If I could wave a hand, I'd hug every single one of you, especially you Olympians. Don't you forget it. Some of you didn't even have parents. Well, come a little closer. I said it for you. You're not alone, mate, and you're not alone, darlings. I'm very proud of you for a dad. For once in your life, I want you to know that whether you win or lose, remember you always got a home in E-Town. People care about people. A man of all nations, all religions. A man of principle, right here, of God himself. This is, after all, a house of God. There are people without a roof who sleep right nearby. They feel safer here because they know this is the one guardian angel who's not any ordinary angel. Watch Ghost movie, Demi Moore, Patrick Swayze, Whoopi Goldberg, and you'll see what I'm understanding, what this kind of principal guardian angel here is. Very psychic, very gifted, very far-sighted, someone who knows when you're around. Someone who feels all things, knows all things, and looks at you dead center at your very soul. The one thing I'm guarding with my very life of existence. The Jean d'Arc now in flesh, who makes Matrix, Dune, and every other movie you've seen child's play. Be glad I'm on your side. They say the same thing in France. You're lucky he's on your side. If he wore Peter Pan outfit, you never find him in those trees. He might come down for coffee. That's what they say in Australia, too. They're squared away family members as much as friends. Squared away. Carrying on, I was showing people the fine points. When you come to America, yes, it's true, you must learn English. But better way, and I'm going to show you this passage that way for some of you. I know I have this I've been trying to help with since I began to children's literacy and education of importance. Again, we'll bring that real close for you all. That every bit helps. Now go real slow. That's what I just read. Close up, yes, some of you use projectors in your homes or classrooms, even at church. Like I said, every bit helps when you're learning English. What better way to learn than through God's Bible? First time seeing such a Bible, you're welcome. My gift to you in many things. One who upholds Jerusalem. They go where they speak Italian until they learn something else. I've been speaking Italian and every other language since birth. One who can relate to many things and make women swoon for more, like the water you drink, the air you breathe. Poetic, is it not? Gee, you're looking at a guy who's been reading National Geographic at the age of 5 and watching Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune since it's been on. To this day, he can turn a New York Times upside down and still make room for human anatomy to what have you, and play chess with a computer and win. I have a psychology degree from a prestigious university. I do a lot supporting military to civilians. People need jobs every day, every hour, every night, and feel better that they're not so lonely while stocking grocery food in grocery stores. I get around. Sometimes I make it clear. You're not just a human being there working. You're not just a face. Someone noticed how hard you work, and I said it for you. Remember that. That's from a real family dad of a toddler son. Even at the airport, security and everybody else who work so hard, the little things. God bless all of you. Even in Prague, God bless. NASA supporting Putin and everybody else who know this voice and love this voice. Even in Beijing, China, God bless. To Japan. 84th Emperor, years old. Can you imagine? 84 years old. You're 84 years old and you're looking forward to retirement in Japan. Konnichiwa. I'm the most caring ambassador of all children. Hi. God bless all samurai over there, especially those who starred in the last samurai movie. Kumatsumono and everybody else in the family there. God bless you. And everybody else who know this caring heart, not just at St. James here in E-Town. 84 years old. You don't even look your age. Look like a little schoolboy. Do you know that? Okay, good. When you go to bed tonight, I want you to smile knowing that someone wants you to feel of use again, not old. Okay, remember that. I hope someone translates that for you. From one family to another. Even in Japan. The Emperor of Japan is a diehard. He's been watching me since I was a little boy. No wonder these Buddhists get around and everybody else who love this place. They park it right next to me. Not just the good old days of Bill Donahue, I keep very much alive. And everybody else who died for this voice, not just at Kentucky Memorial. God bless you from my heart. Here, the one and only Russell Morehouse on Facebook. Carrying on. God bless you, Emperor of Japan, and your family, from one family member to another. After all, in God's eyes, we're all equal, especially right here. Carrying on, I'll show you the other part. From my single self of a 7-year-old little boy, I miss very much being deployed caring for all of you doing God's good work. The same soldier can get himself off a cross and still carry you with dignity. No matter what you've been through, how humble you've been through in life, and how far you've come. Remember, there is one strong Father right here who knows what falling down is like, and you are not so alone. As much as reminding you, it's important to remember who we are and where we come from. And tradition is very much important. It should remain, not turn to ash. We must remember tradition in family, if anything. Even tribal dancing in Africa is important, as much as here in America. People pay tribute to those who died for them, and those who pursue the very essence of life. That is from someone who changes the world in the palm of his hand with a rock. You would think I'd learn something from Confucius or Tung Sing and everybody else, Master Altman and everybody, Altman, Bruce Lee's instructing everybody else I support to this day, That's why this voice makes you all feel like little school kids. Ain't that nice? They say the same thing at the U.S. Embassy in Japan. James Bond here, with a voice of all of you and a sense of humor. That Jackie Chan smile. God bless. Watch your health, kids. From the voice of 3 centuries of Raw, reborn. God bless you, Emperor of Japan, who doesn't look 84, but very much younger, and everybody else. 84 years old. God, they must keep a spot open for you. Caring for everybody with pride. There you go. God bless my Saudi Arabian family who know why this looks this way. Saladin knows that I have more power than he could shake a stick at, not just reaching through his satellite and wanting to touch his living room and look around. He knows I have this gift. I can see through his eyes and look right at him. Golly, it's been a gift since birth. Ain't that nice? I know more about all of you and yourselves than you know of yourselves. Say that 3 times backwards. Now you have a rhyme. Genius, is it not? We're showing people the fine points of not starving in their living room. If you plant tomatoes, you have more tomatoes to grow and to eat. Same principle. Only during winter time, when there's a drought, what vegetable grows fast in our living room? Potatoes, carrots, lettuce. Helping Africa not starve no more, even during drought. Imagine. 3 centuries of frustrating headache looking at this, and we have ancestors from Caesars to Aramis to Augustus wanting this famine, poverty nonsense to come to an end. Also wanting your seashores to become fishing hatcheries. Possible, not impossible. dig a little hole, you have the seashore come in, the water starts to fill, next thing you know you have a pond. Pond makes fish, fish bait make more fish come, sand crabs, you name it. Before you know it, you have a hatchery and an aquarium in a sand. Genius, is it not? Not just at aquariums or zoo. Possible. Didn't forget nothing. Reborn and all have a very serious painting of science and why you people shouldn't be starving at all. Here I'm trying to help you live longer, healthier too. Family and nurse, what away. That's from a guy who's been reading New York Times since he was 5 years old. Yeah, baby, yeah. As much as supporting refugees and everyone else, ambassador of everyone, a voice of Queen Diane, breathing life back into you and showing you all how to be a kid again. Carrying on. Chef Russell here. God. Welcome, Star Wars fans. Okay. You're welcome there. Remember one thing. And I'll close that right there. I thought I'd show that one again. English must be learned as much as anything else. They teach free classes on how to build a house at Lowe's. You go to their website, Lowe's.com. Anyone can learn a new trade. Jesus was a carpenter's son. Why go home empty-handed when people get shown how to be a farmer? Jesus was a shepherd of men. Here I am leading women, children, men on the fruits of life and having a better day. Galileo built a telescope. They thought he was crazy. And then he proved that to everyone that the world was round. Same meaning. It's not till you start seeing yourself in me and everything I've ever taught people. Then you stop laughing and you start believing. Some of you start crying. You can't believe you met someone so real, so caring, so pure at heart. You thought it was just movies, yeah? Real walking legend right here. Against the joy the arc now. Reborn. Only I can reach out and touch you and know exactly how to make your life better, faster, quicker. There are history books that explain these things, yes? They have names in them. If they thought like me, like I said before, they'd still be alive. As much as they are alive and still, through me and everybody else, 9/11 and everybody else I support and pray with, and their families, and those who died since World War I and II. Proud VFWs, the border to breast cancer running. Yeah, baby, yeah. To Walt Disney. Ain't that nice, the teddy bears? Y'all better donate teddy bears to Hard Memorial Hospital here in Elizabethtown. Donate a bear to a kid in need of a miracle. Much love, Skibby's Kid. St. Jude's Children's Miracle Network dogs. Kid at heart, daddy here. God is there for, Allah is there for us, called by many names. Carrying on, let's see here. We're gonna go to news, Fort Knox, to sports and everything else for sports. UFC dad who's into Playboy magazines, into women. There's an opening thin as rail, full-figured, who likes to cook, knows how to appreciate a southern man. Obviously could do a better job. Carrying on with pride. Like I said, this went really well last July. End of the week I showed up, I was there. And by the way, if y'all send letters, correspondence, gifts, you must deliver them yourself or they'll get stolen. Because so far, there's some little ignorant, jealous clown thief who's taking great pride in making sure your stuff never arrives. Hence, the FedEx or deliver it yourself at retrospects. I mean, how hard can it be? You gotta face your shyness and face reality. You know, there's always a clown in every town trying to deprive a person of affections to friend letters. So keep trying, and hopefully your gifts will get here in person directly. If you don't send them by UPS, signature request, they'll never arrive. At least send them UPS or FedEx, and I wouldn't send them any other way. There's always some jealous criminal or con artist, identity stealer, thief, people we pray for that try and take what is not theirs to take to start with. That's from a soldier who knows how it is in keeping this riffraff the heck away from military and everybody else I support. Defending the sick, the poor, the needy, and everybody else. Go UK for a proud supporter. Since Normandy and everybody else. TSG visits Fort Knox, recognizes soldiers, civilians for hard work, by Jenny Sinclair. Lieutenant General Nadja West, the Army Surgeon General, and Command Sergeant Major Gerald Eckert, the Command Sergeant Major of Medical Command, visit the Medical Recruiting Brigade July 13 as part of a 2-day trip to Fort Knox. Colonel Heather Ness, MRB's commander, Command Sergeant Major Michael Schwab, Command Sergeant Major of the MRB, briefed West on the responsibilities and accomplishments. Schwab explained the organization of MRB and the geographical dispersion of the brigade. Ness pointed out the ways MRB and the Surgeon General's office work together to recruit medical professionals into the Army. In today's Army, that in the photos, Lieutenant General Nadia West, Surgeon General U.S. Army, left, and Colonel Heather Ness discussed the Medical Recruiting Brigade during a visit West made to Fort Knox July 13th. As you can see, God bless you both and everybody else I support on base at Fort Knox, while keeping riff-raff the heck away from everybody and those people out there trying to steal people's last names that they didn't earn to start with. Carrying on. Enlisted Aid Program application deadline September 8th. Serve on person staff at Go by David Ruderman. Upcoming non-commissioned officers interested in rare career broadening assignments have until September 8th to submit application packets for the Enlisted Aid Program here at Fort Knox especially. Carrying on. Lake Cuberman, fourth best in the U.S. Lead Ford's Resort offers cottages by Martin Razon. Some folks come to Somerset and Pulaski County in Kentucky because of the sparkling waters of Lake Cumberland. Are known as the houseboat capital of the world, but the fourth best recreational lake is the United States, as designated by USA Today's 10best.com, is also a place where friends and family can fish, play, and find cozy anchorages under sunny or starry skies. Ain't that nice? Now that's a more serious water slide. By the way, we have a new water park here in Elizabethtown. When y'all arrive, water park, Elizabethtown. Trust me, y'all need to see that. Much love to all your water park staff and everybody else I'm trying vainly hard to keep employed to IHOP. By the way, I wanted to say something sincerely to a serious diehard who lost her grandmother. I know how you feel right now. Trust me, I lost too. And I hope my dear diehard second best right-hand hunter brought that to your attention when she had time while waiting tables here in Elizabethtown. Remember one thing, it's not by how we remember those who how they died. We remember them by how they live. You know, I've watched Forrest Gump to every movie on this earth, City of Angels, especially the beginning scene that gets to every parent, especially me at heart. I always tell parents, stock up on your medicine cabinets, keep them out of reach of kids. Don't wait till 3 a.m. when they're running a fever and you wish to God you had Tylenol infant drops lying around, just not in their reach. There's a warning as to why you don't wait till their temperature skyrockets to 104 degrees. If that goes that high, you need to rush them to the nearest medical facility. Hopefully, that doctor or nurse on hand will get that fever to lower with whatever antibiotics virus control agency they have within their fingertips. Family and nurses, this daddy would know how to jumpstart a heartbeat just by looking at it, not just reading a human anatomy book upside down since 5 years old. Reader's Digest and so on. Pride and Prejudice movie dad here. Also known as DJ Casanova the Poet on iTunes. That's Kebez Kids, who rocks. Ireland Community Hospital WTN activities. In 2012 through 13, soldiers and staff from the Warrior Transition Battalion participated in the Paddle of Hunger fundraiser supporting Dare to Care in Louisville. Staff Sergeant John Leslie, who worked at the WTC events that involved the local community, gave them a sense of pride. And by the way, when I come back to IHOP, I'll be giving you a hug. And some cards that'll help you feel better, because I know exactly how it feels. I lost two grandmothers. One's a nurse, an OR nurse, and a year apart. I mean, it was a couple of years ago. But, you know, that comes with a grain of sand of life. You know, it's their turn to be a kid, and I know you miss that person very great deal. And I could say a lot of things, but I know for somebody who knows how it feels, it helps to hang around somebody who knows how it feels and watches Sleepless in Seattle and can relate to a lot of things, especially the beginning scene. Psychology degree dad here, you would think I'd know what to say to somebody who just lost a grandmother and carrying on the day trying to cope with that loss. So when you see me sitting there drinking coffee again, like with Caitlin and everybody, hi there. And all you diehards, know that that guy sitting there cares for you wholeheartedly. And you know where I live, here in E-Town, 328 Helm Street, and you can come by anytime, Courtney. And I hope you feel better. Much love. I'll see y'all sometime this week while making sure people stay employed all over the town. Fort Knox knows that this soldier's on foot out there making sure people get home safe, not just blind people at night from Barney's and Nobles. Rain or shine makes no difference. That's what General Patton, leading by example officer son, does, while keeping y'all from getting laid off and everybody else around town. People love this kid because when he's nearby, things start happening. It gets busy. People rock. I mean, they love having a guy who reminds them of themselves nearby. I've always said everybody, it's going to stay that way. I'm not going to stop because some fraud clown can't get her habit going or run her mouth through your clothes. Or anybody else's clothes. Bigotry chips the latest offender mouth stuff seen on 60 Minutes, that we're working on annihilating because no soldier should have to come home to that stuff. It's illegal and inappropriate. That's from somebody who watches Jeopardy since 5 years old. Carrying on, and when I get a chance, I'll give you a hug. And I can imagine what's that like. And something tells me, being psychic, you grew up with her, or she's been living here in E-Town all her life, and you're very close to that person. My grandma lived out of state, so being from the Big Apple, I'd have to go up there and see her, or write her, and I can relate to a lot of things, being that Notebook guy here. I'm a sweet, sincere dad, and that'll never change. I live here by myself, and you're welcome here anytime to talk about it. I mean, it helps to talk about it, not just at work. Especially Savvy, Hi, and everybody else, the staff there at IHOP. I hope you feel better. I know that's not easy to go through. But I'll be along shortly sometime, give you a hug like, people would expect that from an officer's son on foot, especially living here in E-Town. But I just wanted to tell you you're not alone, and I hope it helps get through it. I'm sorry for your loss. Just remember that Lion King cliff scene where Mufasa's staring up at the stars. That's what I mean by we don't remember them by how they died, we remember them by how they lived. 9/11. Important. Carry me up, Dad. Square. Carrying on. I hope you wake up to a better day with that, knowing I care a great deal about you and everybody else at that staff. Well, as much as making sure y'all get a pay raise or something from the CEO of IHOP to KFC and everybody else I support since I was a child. Camp Corral, kids and everybody. Much loves. And that's the person I just read about right there. Amazing rafting here in Kentucky, home of Abraham Lincoln, Dollywood.com, Dolly Parton, God bless her. She knows this country singer, Amazing Grace, from here to downtown to through car dealership. K-Bez has a voice, okay? I make them feel like little school kids when I sound off. I just have that in that. I'm making my voice echo. God bless. Army beginning hybrid cloud pilot program. And split away. No, that's a serious photo. God bless them all. Who know morale division dad gets around. Photos say 1,000 words. God's glory rests upon earth's simple, ordinary things. By Lieutenant Colonel Highsmith. HRC. It really bothers me when I see rubbish littering the neighborhood. What bothers me even more are the countless times, he writes, that I have looked up the other way and simply ignored the unsightly items. Although I realize that I can't spend all my time picking up someone else's trash. I should be able to do my fair share from experience. I suppose that is why I was so impressed when I saw the garrison commander, Colonel Steve Ayton, and his wife Becky do this very thing. As I was driving my car through a senior officer's neighborhood, I saw the Aytons walk down a sidewalk without any fanfare. They stooped down to pick up old newspapers. For me, that was leadership with sleeves rolled up. Like as many as us, they could have looked the other way and ignored the unsightly trash. Or perhaps Colonel Atten could have used his position of authority and assigned a work detail to perform such a minor task at this. Or he could have paraded his good deeds so that others would be impressed. He took none of these options. Instead, he and his wife simply picked up unused newspapers as they walked by through the neighborhood. I believe this was an example exemplary leadership is all about. It's doing the right thing when no one's watching. In Psalms 128, we read the ancient words of King David, and they will sing of the ways of the Lord, for great is the glory of the Lord. For through the Lord is exalted, yet he regards the lowly, but haughtily he knows from afar. When I read this verse, I am reminded of all the biblical truth, that God's glory often rests upon the things of earth that are simple. Ordinary, even lowly, I believe this was illustrated when the disciples of Jesus tried to restrain little children from approaching him. In the Gospel of Matthew chapter 19, verse 14, we read that Jesus admonished his disciples by saying, let the children alone, and do not hinder them from coming to me, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. Through this passage, we are reminded that those of us who seek the kingdom of heaven need to strive to be childlike, no matter our age, position, or rank. If we were to emulate the righteousness of God, then we need to have the characteristics of little children. How I suppose we should do our best is love as God loves, to be innocent as doves, and above all, we should be humble. In all that we do, God delights when we slow down and take time to bless our loved ones with unprecedented acts of kindness, like I just showed examples in the Olympics in Rio. It pays to thank the little people who do such amazing works of art even after hours, who clean those bleachers, clean the racetrack, and they clean a lot of stuff out of heart, and they make sure you're looked after, not lost. Remember to thank them for such doing hard work and dedication right to the airport terminal and everything else that helped you get, even the hotel escorts and everybody else that made it possible as much as you getting there and helping. If we were to emulate the righteousness of God, then we need to have the characteristics of little children. Again, how I suppose we should do our best to love as God loves. To be innocent as doves, and above all, we should be humble in all what we do. God delights when we slow down and task time to our blessed love ones with unpretentious acts of kindness, or by speaking a word of encouragement to our neighbor, or by picking up rubbish in our neighborhood. When I read passages such as Psalm 128 and Matthew 19, I am reminded of the simple truth that neither my position nor my rank impress God. On the contrary, my haughty heart grieves God and causes him to know me from afar. Therefore, as a person who likes the thought of pleasing God, I strive to be childlike in my faith and considerate in my deeds. Hopefully others will take notes and be inspired to do the same, which takes me back to Aiden's picking up old newspapers while walking through their neighborhood, through quiet examples of what right looks like. Maybe tonight I might be inspired to do more than simply take a walk. Maybe I will actually bend down and tidy the sidewalks. How about you? Damn. That's from Lieutenant Colonel Carol Highsmith. God bless him. Theft prevention, using precautions on post. Flashing lights, emailing type devices from thieves, from bypassing vehicles, ignition system, and hot wiring engine system, incorporate computer chips to ignite keys to disable the flow of electricity or fuel the engine. Vehicle recovery systems, 6 centers. If you report a car lost or stolen, contact either gates. Also, color, make sure you know your VIN number, identification. They're not going to just unlock a car without you having some sort of identity on you. God bless them and everybody else on post. KBS supports AP celebrating 120 years of serving soldiers, airmen, and families. That went really well. God bless and everybody else. KBS supports at Fort Knox, to Fort Campbell, and everywhere else in the world. Carrying on. Let's see here. The news enterprise, making sure these chaps stay employed. Check that out. We'll go over that in just a few seconds. Kindergarten's ready after HCS program. Parent educator Susan Cotlett and Alex Cox 5 watch as Ben Stoltz 5 makes a pattern with palm balls in late July during a learning session at Lakewood Elementary as part of Hardin County Schools kindergarten readiness program. You see that? Ain't that 1,000 words right here living by myself in this big bachelor playboy pad? We're working on these emitter bigots. I don't know who these people think they are. They have no business voicing their mouth in my home, especially while broadcasting. If any police officers come by and see these people under these floors, vinyl walls, they're gonna help you read a no trespass sign better. Being the only one living in this house who doesn't tolerate bigots, especially on the attics or wherever you're hiding yourself. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out. That didn't come from me. How did it get there? And why are they voicing their yap in my home? Obviously, it is not going to take them very long to figure this vinyl wall hiding trick out. There's only one reason how. And chances are it's through the backyard underneath, or they're on the attic. Either way, I don't think they'll make the same mistake twice. And they love that patio interior hiding, vinyl wall, ventilation shafts. I think they do a better job with fire department in hand. They just love roof inspections. I mean, they're squared away. They look forward to putting an end to these closed bigotry, sell chips like I do and everybody else. Who know soldiers deserve peace of mind, not coming home to pervert invasion or having their kitchens used. And other stuff, crime prevention dad keeps an eye out for folks in this town. I don't think they're fooled by female big mouth, whisper low tones, trying to get public rise out of daddy here, who doesn't know this guy from Adam, trying to lord or whatever means necessary and steal from folks while they're away. Problems. We know these tricks. I keep people crime free, and that's what real girlfriends aren't shy of. They know they can depend on this guy when they sleep over. They're not shy of underground bigot with lord and carpet begging prop who shot their mouth off one too many already. They keep an eye out for these people like everybody else. I mean, people work during the day and I look out for their homes, vice versa. That's what makes this whole city, town, Elizabethtown, crime prevention free. That's another thing that restaurants love about me is I'm not just sitting there. I'm thinking of ways of keeping them employed longer. And as much as helping people feel at ease, knowing that there's someone there guarding their stuff, their wallets, and everything else. Now, family, man, that reminds them of themselves as much as they carry on the day like everybody else. While trying to make sure people don't kill themselves at night. That's a gift. Ben Stoltz 5 reading on first in 3-part series. Ben Stoltz 5 can't wait to start kindergarten this week. He was excited to ride the school bus and make friends during Lakewood Elementary School kinder camp last week. Ben had been getting ready to start school all summer. He's one of the several incoming kindergartners students who also participated in Hardin County Schools kindergarten readiness program this summer. The program, which began last summer, allows parent educators to visit with children and their families for 1 hour a week for 6 weeks during summer break. This could be at their home or at their schools their child would be attend. Parents' educations are given names of students from preschool and families volunteer to participate. Parent education Susan Catlett works with children in Lakewood and Howell Valley Elementary service area. Some of the children she worked with this summer have met her with a parent at Lakewood Week. These are advantages to both settings, Carla said. At the school, the child gets to walk around and meet people and learn their school. At their home, the child is what I call on their way, on their own turf. Sometimes they open up to me and more in their houses. The school readiness program to a collaboration between the Family Resource and Youth Services and the preschool department through the United Way of Central Kentucky grant. This is our community effort to focus on improving school readiness to skills in our children. HCS Early Child Director Connie Sherman said in Hardin County, 50% of children are ready for kindergarten in our community, which they start school. We as a community have to work together to assist families with children. God bless her and the kids she helped. Ain't that a nice photo? Photo says 1,000 words. Look at that. Kindergartners. God bless. Carrying on from squared away soldiers to make sure this soldier wakes up to a news press paper right on his porch. Sometimes in the grass. Keep it coming, everybody. I like to make sure I'm not caught off guard by what's going on in town as everybody else walking by the news press station down the street from where I live. Care Bears Cares gets around while keeping these chaps employed and veterans for years to come. Sports section. Let's see here. New Year being a sportscast here. Reporter Peter Jennings keeping his legacy alive and everybody else. New Year, same favorites. North Hardin semi-packer and Elizabethtown Jacob DeVajak chased the ball after Elizabethtown keeper Caleb Bent blocked at North Hardin shot on goal during the 17th District Tournament semifinals at Troy Wade Field. Ain't that an amazing shot? God bless. After ending last season on top, Trojan Lady Panthers pegged as front-runners by Alex Shoemaker, the News Enterprise. At Hardin County's team had won the boys' 5th region soccer tournament, 8th of the last 9 years, the last 4 of which had gone to either North or Hardin Central Hardin since that breakthrough year in 2007. It really seems like the balance of power has shifted in the 17th District. North Hardin coach Jim Stone said year in, year out, it seems that the talent level with the schools here is just continuously strong. The reigning 5th region championship, North Hardin, and its trip to state ended in the first round via a 2-1 loss to Louisville Fern Creek. North Hardin, which went 20-6 and 17-1 against region competition last season, are the area favorites to repeat as champions and bring home the 3rd title in 5 years. Returning starting goalkeeper Tyler Patronesi is only a sophomore, and the group in front of him should provide plenty of firepower. Also back are senior midfield Simon Packer and Michael Lenskog, who combined for 55 goals. Lady Bruins favored in district once again by Josh Claywell, the News Enterprise. For 6 years now, the Central Hardin Lady Bruins have held a strange hold on the 17th district. They've won the district volleyball championship 6 times in a row, overcoming a slew of injuries to keep their reign intact in 2015. Despite missing 4 regulars from the starting lineup in last season's district finals, Central Hardin swept arch nemesis Elizabethtown in 3 sets, which nearly everyone backed from the team. The Lady Bruins appeared locked and loaded for another run at the district title. Central Hardin's young crop of players got immense experience last season, and that should only pay off this year. It lets you realize the future is bright, Coach Bill Reneker said after his team's semifinal victory over Fort Knox in October. You don't necessarily want to see how bright it is this early in their careers, but you take what you can get. I'm very blessed to have such a deep bench that most teams, when they lose a couple of starters, and it's really hurts you down. Hurts you. You were down 5, and yet I feel like we're not any weaker. Our experience may be down a little bit, He added, but in terms of ability for the young kids have done a great job. The Lady Panthers were on the Lady Bruins' heels all season, and this year should be no different. Elizabethtown, which went 27-13 in 2015, turned the tables on the Central Hardin in the 5th Region Volleyball Tournament, sweeping the Lady Bruins in the championship match for a spot in the state tournament. The Lady Panthers got hot at the right time, shaking off the sweep in the district final to beat Taylor County and Bethlehem to set up another showdown with Central Hardin. Elizabethtown swept Taylor County, which entered the tournament with the most wins in the region, and then knocked off Bethlehem in 5 sets after winning the first 2. It wasn't a bad way to end the season for Coach Bart Carlett, who predicted the Lady Panthers would win 18 or 19 matches last season. God bless them. And everybody else. That's an amazing hit. Lady Panthers. Y'all keep at it. From Peter Jennings, sportscaster, daddy of Morale Division, Russell Morehouse of Elizabethtown, the one and only. Carrying on for Sleepless in Seattle Dad. Let's see here. Yanks deal belt round to Rangers for former first-round pick. Aha! Go Yankees. New York, the Yankees stepped up their rebuilding Monday, trading outfielder Carlos. Y'all better eat your Wheeze if your name's not Yankees. Maybe you should change your shirt. How about that? Especially during serious damsel in Boston. Who knows who this is? Next time I watch your show. God bless, I thought I'd throw that out there for a sportscaster. Don't you just love that? For somebody who has 2 generals and talks to the president and everybody else. Sports Peter. Okay, good. Now I got your attention. You're blushing. It's about dang time. Don't I sound like your dad? Didn't he give you that lecture? Why are you single again? Uh-oh, I'm telling. God bless him. Great minds think alike, Pops. God bless you. While watching that Notebook movie with her again, or what have you, comes to mind. Hope you both stay hydrated up there. God bless him and everybody else who are diehards of Casanova here. Carrying on, Texas, let me see. The Yankees stepped up their rebuilding Monday. Again to rub it in her face. Trading outfielder Carlos Beltran to the All-West leading Texas Ranger for right-hand Dylan Tate, the 4th pick in the 2015 amateur draft, and 2 other pitching prospects. Texas also sent the Yankee right-hand Nick Green and Eric Swanson, both selected the 2014 draft. Green was taken in the 7th round, and Swanson and New York agreed to send Texas $3,708,333 on December 31 to offset part of the just over $5 million remaining in Beltran's $15 million salary. God bless him. 39-year-old switch hitter Beltran had been the Yankees' top offensive player, leading the team with a .304 batting average, 22 homers, and 64 RBIs. Beltran's trade followed deals that sent relievers Arnold Chapman to the Chicago Cubs and Andrew Miller to Cleveland. I think as a player you know that this moment could happen. When it happens, it hits you, Beltran said. I don't blame nobody. Other than we didn't do our job as players. Beltran signed a $45 million 3-year contract between the 2014 season, but played with an elbow bone spur during much of his first season in New York and got off to a slow start in 2015. Following surgery, he will be eligible for free agency after this year's World Series. God bless. And everybody else from my country signal hall. Being a proud Dolly Parton supporter. And everybody else in Serville. Y'all keep it going up there. And keep sending y'all's cards and everything else. Remember, like I said, if you don't deliver it yourself, sometimes it won't arrive. Much love. Take care. Carrying on. Let's see here. Alright. Up next, we're gonna have Care Bears Casano's bedtime stories. Y'all stay tuned for all you should be in bed like my son who's 7, who lives in Florida. I missed very much 10 years deployed dad and counting. That's 10 years for all of you. Don't you forget it. From a guy who can get himself off a cross and still hold a straight face when his little boy ain't even here. You know how hard that is. It's the same kind of meaning, deep feeling emotions that run through a mom or dad's mind when their loved ones were killed in the line of duty. Since We Were Soldiers and Young movie reminds me of this every day for a photographer. God bless you and Colonel Roger Moore and everybody else. Command Sergeant Major Plumley actor and everybody else who starred in that movie to Mel Gibson. Keeping those people's memories alive in 7th Cavalry. To Saving Private Ryan, Tom Hanks. God bless you, all of you who starred in that movie too. And Furry, Brad Pitt, and everybody else. That get around and know Morale Division Dad and Morale Division Headquarters based here in E-Town. Crisis Communication Veteran Supporting Advocate who helps soldiers stay off the streets, defining work. You know, it's a reward when you're finally working and you're not sitting there worried to death that how you're going to make ends meet. I sit there and help people with a few pointers to offering suicide prevention advice. My doors are always open. Not just the girlfriends who want to give me a hug and everybody else. Y'all keep it going, keep it real before a single dad at E-Town and watching the Olympics in Rio. God bless them. Much love. From the heart of E-Town, God bless y'all. Stay positive. Remember, this is not the answer here. God gave you life. Live it, honoring the dead as much as the living for them, and watch your health. Much love. The best things in life are the people we love, the places we've been, and the memories we have made along the way. Remember that, Olympians, even in Rio de Janeiro. You are paving the way to a future of younger Olympians before and after you, and everybody else that were in your shoes after, who look up to you as well. Much love from the heart of Morale Division here in E-Town. I'm Russell Morale. Stay tuned. Casino, the World Twin, YouTube rock.